Hello my dear 8th class students. As we are continuing the chapter Public Health and the Government, and we were continued in the previous session before the title of Basic Public Facilities. So we have seen in the previous sessions the variations between the private sector in the hospitalization and government sectors in the hospital facilities. And let us see here in the today's class basic public facilities, what basic public facilities are needed and what basic public facilities are demanded to maintain the good health. So that we can see in the today's title, water is essential for life and good health. We need water to meet our daily needs. Safe drinking water can prevent many water related diseases. India has one of the largest number of the cases of the diseases caused by the lack of clean water, such as diarrhea, dysentery and cholera. Over the 1600 Indians, most of them children below the age of 5 reportedly die every day because of water related disease. These deaths can be prevented if people have access to safe drinking water. So several people in our country like cholera, dysentery and the diseases like diarrhea. So these all the diseases are causing by the lack of unsafe drinking water. The water is not so safe to maintain the good health. So these are the reasons here. Because like the water, there are other essential facilities that need to be provided for the everyone: healthcare, sanitation, electricity, public transport. Schools are also necessary. These are known as the public facilities. So with the not only the water is the primary source here to maintain the good health. Where the safe water the people are consuming, people are drinking, that water is very good for healthy, to become healthy or to maintain health. And then second things under the public facilities is that the healthcare, sanitation, electricity, public transport, schools are also necessary. These are known as the public facilities. The important characteristics of a public facility is that once it is provided, its benefits can be shared by the many people. For instance, a school will enable many children to get the education. Similarly, the supply of electricity to an area can be useful for many people. Farmers can run pump sets to irrigate their fields. People can open small workshops that run on the electricity. Factories require this for their machines, and students will find it easier to study, and most people will benefit in some way or the other. So these are all the things which means here we can expect that here where the good water facility, good health, sanitation and electricity, the daily needed amenities which was required by the municipalities, Gram Panchayatis, these are all the benefits. And finally the health care facilities, schooling, everything is available, which means automatically the remaining things also will be underdeveloped, we can expect here. The government's role, given that the public facilities are so important, someone must take the responsibility of providing these to the people. This someone is the government. One of the most important functions of the government is to ensure that these public facilities are made available to everyone. Let us try to understand why the government must bear this responsibility. We have seen that the private companies operate for profit in the market. In most of the public facilities, there is no profit to be had. For example, what profit can be company and accrue by the keeping the drains and clean, or the running an anti-malaria campaigns. A private company will probably not be interested in the undertaking such work, but for the other public facilities such as schools and hospitals, private companies may well be interested. We have many of these facilities, particularly in large cities. Similarly, if you are living in a city, you would have seen the private companies supplying drinking water in sealed bottles. In such cases, the private companies provide the public facilities, but at the price that only some people can afford. Many people who cannot afford to pay for such facilities will be deprived of the opportunity to live a decent life. This is against the constitutional promise for equal opportunities for all, the right to the decent life everyone. So see here, the several things, several aspects will come under the public facilities here. So public facilities, which means the government should conduct some health campaignings in the villages where the villages are constantly falling ill. So this is also one of the important aspect. So where, like suppose one area is infected with the cholera, so what is the reason to infect that area with cholera, and what hand pumps are damaged, and is that what is that area's water is safe for the people who are affecting with the cholera disease. So this all the aspects can be carried by the government by maintaining the health camps. So it was said here, to this the several private companies are interested, but governments are not interested. As we if we do an analysis based on this chapter, so this was the thing where the governments are not so interested in such campaignings. Public facilities related to people's basic needs. Any society require that these facilities are provided so that the people's basic needs are met. The right to life in the Constitution is for all people. The responsibility to provide the public facilities, therefore, the must be that of the government compared to what we spent on armed forces. The expenditure on the health by government is minimal. India is one of the few countries where people have to spend a large amount of the health care from their own pocket. Health expenses are also one of the reasons for the people to be trapped in the debt that they cannot repay. Both the central and the state governments are responsible for the health facilities, which means maintaining health facilities, the providing health facilities will comes under the concurrent government. In the diagram on the next page, you can identify how the central government institutions function, the status of the central government also, state government also provides budget to facilitate the health facilities in a state. So that was the concept here. And status of the nutrition in the Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. Adequate food, safe drinking water, proper sanitation and preventing the measures are basic to healthy living environment. Healthcare doesn't mean only treating diseases, but the ensuring the provision of these basic needs. Are we able to do this? Let us examine the situation. Recent studies indicate that the level of the nutrition of the people in the country is alarmingly low. A large section of the population is living their life in a way that it may not be noticed that these people are undernourished all the time. These conditions arises even though we have enough stock of the food grain to feed everyone. So these people don't have the purchasing capacity to buy enough food for their family. We know of these serious situations to the nutrition studies carried out across the country. So we can see some families they cannot buy because they cannot afford themselves to feed their families the sufficient amount of the food items. So what amount of the nutritions, kilocalories of the nutrients are needed to their body that they cannot eat. So that was also one of the problem. So that is due to unemployment. There is no jobs, there is no facilities to feed their family, to earn and feed their families. That we can say all of us require some fat in our body to remain healthy, to provide the sources of the energy for our activities and to protect ourselves from the infections. People who are undernourished, not eating adequately, are not able to build the minimum fat requirement from their food for the normal activity. They may not be ill but will often feel weak, tired and are likely to fall ill easily. This situation can be overcome by adequate food and not by any special medicine. It is like a situation of invisible starvation. They do get food to eat but less than what is required. Therefore their starvation is not visible. Read about body mass index on page 197. In the forthcoming chapters we will see that. Let us examine the situation through the AP Human Development Report 2007 meant for the Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, which state freedom from the hunger and malnutrition is basic human right and the fundamental prerequisite for the human and the national development. Better nutrition means strong immunity system, less illness and the better health. According to the World Health Organization, poor nutrition contributes to one out of two deaths. 53% associated with the infectious diseases among the children below 5 in the developing countries. In Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, about 33% of the children below 5 years of the age were characterized as underweight. About 31% of the women and 25% of men are undernourished, which means so what kilocalories of the nutrients are needed to their body that they are not intaking. So that is the problem here, where 1 out of 2 is dying, where women's like 31%, women's 25% men are undernourished is given. So Ministry of the Health and Family Welfare departments, see here all the departments which comes under the concurrent government and state government and central governments are responsible for that. So you have to read this passage. In this passage, so all like the Anganwadis, Asha workers, what facilities they will facilitate, that was given here. So we were completed the lesson. You have to write keywords, 1 mark questions and improve your learnings in your fair note. Thank you.